Thank you guys so much for coming out. Some guy's doing the hand signal over there. That guy's showing respect. I like it. One more time for Bob and Hannah. Make it loud for them. Warming you guys up. This is my first time here. This is the most well-illuminated comedy club I have ever been to in my entire life. I feel like the stage lights are on in reverse. I can see everyone's face all the way to the back. Wow, this feels like the 80s. I love this. I feel like we're at an evening at the Improv taping in 1989. Everything's glowing. This feels like the nicest Chipotle I've ever been to. This is amazing. Look at all the lights and the colors. Whoa. Sorry, I've been microdosing shrooms, and this is a lot. It's supposed to boost your mood, but you're not supposed to have this much color right in your face. You're like, whoa, all right. Oh, wearing sunglasses for the next set. Thank you guys so much for coming out, man. This is great. We're here. We're doing it. And I believe we're in Albuquerque, but it might also be Bernardillo, but it could also be Santa Ana Pueblo. So I don't know. And then someone threw a fourth one at me, and they're like, it could also be Rio Rancho. Will you guys make up your mind? There's nothing but space out there, all right? You guys are being real nitpicky over nothing but space. Oh, yeah, you can't do that here. Now, in Rio Rancho, you could get away with that, but not in my jurisdiction. I like Albuquerque. I like it. It can never spell it right. Every once in a while, I'll try to tweet about it, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna try. I'll just do the airport code. I can do that one. And that airport's been there back when. That feels like it used to be a bus station. Like, that was before wheelie bags. They have tile brick floors or something. I love it. That was back when people carried their bags like men, but now everything's on wheels, so it's just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, man, update that airport floor. And it's an interesting group. Like, I'm shocked how normal everyone looks in this audience. Because my flight in here, I flew in from New York, but I connected in Atlanta, and I was just watching people board. I'm like, where are we going? We had one of everybody. That thing was like a Noah's Ark out here. We had Amish people, we had farmers, there was a little person with a cowboy hat for no reason. There's a guy barely wearing a shirt, and it was just everybody and nobody. And then I got here early, and I was just walking around the casino before you guys showed up, and it's a motley crew out there, I'll tell you. Everyone looks like they just got out of physical therapy out there, just wearing knee braces on the outside of their jeans. Well, that's healing well, I can tell. That's a level of I don't care that I really hope to get to someday. Just put the knee brace on the outside of my jeans, all right? I want people to know. Make some way. I'm coming, you know? It's nice. It's good. Got prepped up, got a haircut yesterday, and thank you. It's not what I asked for, but it's what I got. I don't know what it is. I gave clear instructions, clear what I wanted, and then he just gave me the haircut he has. That's happened to me so many times. Like, so many times I give him clear instructions, and at the end, we're both looking in the mirror, and I'm like, well, that looks familiar, doesn't it? That's the one you went for, huh? And you can't even complain, because then you're saying his haircut sucks. So then it's uncomfortable. You put all this grease in there? Oh, I had to wash it out. I'm not that guy. I'm not you know? That doesn't work for me. You have to have the right attitude. That's why there's so many different hairstyles. It has to match your personality. You can't just come in like John Travolta if you don't have, you know? I don't have the confidence for that. You can't have grease, slick back hair, and then just come in, slump shoulders. Those guys don't get sad, you know? But no, I've been having a great couple weeks because I have been microdosing the shrooms, as I've been saying, just a little bit. If you don't know, microdosing shrooms, that's antidepressants for people without health insurance. It's prescribed by the internet, and dosage recommendation on the back of the box of chocolates. Take 1 square a day for 4 days, and then stop for 3 days, and then it says start again, and then it just trails, that it ends. That's the end. And I'm like, forever? Like, how long? But it works, because there's a lot that's happened the last few weeks, and I don't care. I'm just kind of watching it like, whoa. Like last week, I watched the Republican National Convention. I was like, this is amazing. My wife was mortified. I'm like, is that Hulk Hogan? It was Hulk Hogan, then Kid Rock came out. I'm like, who booked this? Middle school me? This is everyone I loved when I was 12. I watched the whole thing for 2 hours. I'm like, when did they start airing the county fair? Like, that's what it looked like. Hogan came out, then Kid Rock, then they did a pan of the audience. I swear I saw a guy eating a turkey leg. And I'm like, this is fun, dude. I was into it, man. It's been wild. It's been a wild couple weeks, so I'm happy for the shrooms. I am. Trump with the ear. They tried to kill Trump. They only got him in the ear. And whether you like him or not, his reaction, that's not how I would have reacted. I will give him that. That dude got up. Ah! That would have not been my reaction. Yeah! And then running. I would have ran off that stage. The video would be Secret Service people chasing me. As I'm like, what was that? God, can you imagine? I've never been shot, all right? But I know he got grazed, but I imagine that burns. That has to burn. I've never been clipped in the ear, but I have been flicked once, and it was hot for hours. You ever get flicked in the ear? Some bully in middle school for 2 periods. You're like, it's still tingling. We got to watch the Secret Service people, you know? And we always thought they were like, we got to watch them, and they're like, oh, they're just regular people, like us. You know, because you just assume they're in the suits with the ho-ho-ho, and they're like, oh, they're so highly trained, and then you see it, you're like, oh. Oh, you're just a human like me. Like, we're all trained for whatever job we do, but sometimes we show up and we're like, what? That's what they did. Huh? That town had 2 roofs. That entire town had 2 roofs. This is in the far middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. And they're like, all right, we'll put a sniper on that roof. What about that other roof? Come on. Come on, dude. Don't make me get the other tripod out of the car. We're good. Leave me alone, dude. And I get it, man. Because I assume all those, they're about my age. I'm 37. They're probably like young, maybe even younger, because they need to be able-bodied. They got to run and do action-y stuff. And there's been no attempts on a president or a former president since like Reagan. That's 40 years ago. That's before a lot of those Secret Service people were born. So like, yeah, they trained for the job, but it's like, come on, you know? Nothing's ever happened. I was like putting myself in their shoes. Like they follow this guy around all the time. You know, he plays golf or something. They got to be around like, and they're doing the motions. But you know, inside they're like, all right, dude. And it's a farm. Like if the speech was like in New York City with a lot of buildings and millions of people, I'm sure they would be like, all right. But it's a farm. There's nothing out there. 2 roofs in that entire town. That town's a convertible. Everything else, no roofs. And they're like, what? Oh, and then they all we got to see what the action plan is, which is group hug. Apparently they all just hugged him. And then he went, ah, and then, I don't know if you saw one of them put his hand in it, like to block his face, you know? That ought to do it right there. Can't shoot through that. That's a meat shovel, I'll tell you what. I just work on that gripper machine all day. You're not getting through this. This is a shovel of a hand. Oh, man. Pretty crazy. Yeah, wild, dude. It's been interesting, I'll say that. And Biden dropped out, and which is good. We're not going to get another one of those debates. I'll watch that one. And then I had to fly and do a show in Canada right after. And I don't know if you guys feel the way I do after that last debate, but I don't think other countries should be allowed to watch our debates. That's private, all right? That's for us. Those are our home movies. Why would they even watch? They don't even get to vote. That's for us. And Biden finally stepped down. And he took a while, because he's older. And I get it. A lot of people didn't get it. They're like, why won't he step down? He's clearly struggling, and he's older. He needs to rest. He should step down. And I get it, though, because I used to work at a retirement home. And for 4 years, I worked there 2 years in high school and 2 years after I graduated. And a lot of the elderly people didn't want to come in. You know, they don't want to leave their house. And that's what's going on with Biden. All the Democrats are going there like his kids, like, come on, this is too much house for you. Just go to the home, they'll make you meals. They're like, no, I'm never leaving. But there's too many stairs. And then he finally stepped down. But yeah. It's hard. I guess it's hard. I guess we're divided. That's what they say. I always fight against that. For years, I've been like, we're not that divided. And the reason I thought we're not that divided is because I travel all over the country, and I just see people, and they're always giggling. And I'm like, we're doing all right. And then I realized I have a very skewed impression of the country, because, yeah, usually people at a comedy club, pretty giggly, having a good time. I'm like, we're doing all right. This is fine. But I guess we are divided. We can't even agree that it's hot, you know? Like, if you go up to the wrong person, you're like, man, it's hot. It's always been this temperature. And you're like, all right. Are you sure? That's what they want you to think. I'm like, all right, dude. Your Crocs are melting, but that's fine. It's all just Republican and Democrat, and we got to choose Republican and Democrat. It's kind of like mom and dad, if you think about it. Isn't it? Republican and Democrat? One side's just really worried about the budget. Like, who the hell's gonna pay for this? And then the other side's like, come on! Let's go have some fun. Live a little! You know? But mom cares about what you say in the household. She wants you to be polite. We don't use that word in this household. And dad's cheap, but he'll let you cuss around him, you know? He likes a good off-color joke. Don't say that around your mother, but that's a good knee slapper right there. But now we're just so far apart. It's like mom and dad got a divorce, and they all just went off. Like, mom's now like a non-binary vegan who hates men, and dad joined the Klan and thinks the earth is flat. And we're all in the middle, just trying to decide whose house we're going to for Christmas, you know? Kind of in a tight spot. Oh, man. But yeah, I'm just trying to take care of me. That's what I'm doing. I turned 37 this year, and I immediately started hurting myself. My body fell apart. I blew out the candles, and I went for a run, and I hurt my hip on my run. Like, I don't even know what the injury was. It's this hot pain right in the meat here. You know, like under the love handle, but above. I don't know what that's called. The filet mignon part. I don't. that flank. It hurts so bad. It's hot. And so I couldn't run anymore, so I went to the gym and I did the elliptical, and I hurt my calf on the elliptical, which that feels unfair. Like, that's why that machine was invented, to be low impact on your joint. It's supposed to be illegal to get hurt on the elliptical. You should be able to run into that thing and be like, oh, that's pretty rubbery. That wasn't that bad. But I hurt my calf, so now I can't do anything. All I have left is the rowing machine, which I don't know if you've ever done the rowing machine, but you look like a psycho on that thing. Everyone else looks like they're doing regular exercises. Their doctor's like, hey, you need to be in better shape. Get on the elliptical, do the treadmill, little Stairmaster. But the rower, I just look like I'm down there planning something. I look like I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll push the boat out at midnight. That's what I'll do. And the body will already be in a duffel bag. And I'll bring weights to hold it down. No one will ever know. I look like a psychopath over there. And I'm just trying, man. It's slowly falling apart. I don't know. There are parts of it that I am happy about. Like, I finally started getting less erections, which I've been waiting for this moment since I was 12. All right? This thing's been the bane of my existence, okay? Just showing up at random times. Ah! And you're like, not now, dude. Trying to get my bag out of the overhead. Why don't you calm down? Thank you. I like the fellas that connect with that. It's the summer. We're wearing shorts and just, and you're like, all right, I guess we're not making this connection. Because I'm not standing up in this moment. Don't get me wrong, like, it all still works, but, like, when it's supposed to. Like, he doesn't come around unannounced anymore. He's like a polite neighbor. He shoots a text. He's like, hey, are we still watching the game? I'm like, get in here, buddy. You know? But he never just pops in like, oh, I saw your light was on. Let's party. He's respectful, which is what I've been waiting for a very long time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. But yeah, I had a nice birthday. My wife took me out for a fancy dinner. It's too fancy of a dinner. It was a dinner that had a dress code. It was this restaurant that had a dress code. You had to wear a blazer to get in. I don't even own a blazer. And we didn't read the fine print, apparently, when we made that reservation. So I showed up, and I didn't dress like trash, by the way. I was wearing a nice button-down shirt. I hit all the buttons. Okay, I didn't get sloppy at the top. I hit all the buttons. I wore my nice shoes, and I went in, and the hostess at the counter was like, I'm sorry, we have a dress code. You have to wear a blazer to get into this restaurant. And for some reason, I just blurted out, I don't even own one. Like that was going to smooth everything over. And they're like, oh, we had no idea an Uber ride wasn't going to fix this problem. Just get on in here. But if you've never been to a restaurant like this, they have extra blazers there for idiots like me. Yeah, they're like, I was like, I don't even own one. They're like, oh, don't worry, we have extras here. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And she pulled out the biggest jacket I've ever seen. It looked like Andre the Giant's dinner jacket. And she draped it over me. Like the sleeve went down that far to my hand. It's just my fingers dancing out of the bottom. And I remember looking at her going, how is this better? How is this better than you just letting me wear my button-down shirt? I had to walk through the entire restaurant. I looked like a hooker that got caught in the rain. And some gentleman was like, oh, let me help you, young lady. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I had to walk through the entire restaurant. Our table was on the far end. This is how nice the restaurant was. Every server knew it was my birthday. So every person that walked by was like, happy birthday, happy birthday. So every table nearby was like, huh? And I'm like, don't look at me. I felt like a dog that just came back from the vet with like that cone of shame, you know? You're like, I need some privacy. Hey there, thank you so much for watching my video. Is this too close? We're keeping it. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, I'm gonna be on tour all year, 2024. Might be the last one. So, you know, go to zoltancomedy.com, look at the tour schedule. If you don't see your town, sign up for my mailing list. I promise I'm gonna try to come, and I'll see you out there on the road. Thank you.